A one, two, three, four. Doom, doom, doom. Boom, 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 boom. It's the anticipated train wreck. Choo choo. It's the anticipated train wreck. Choo choo. It's the anticipated train wreck. It's coming your way. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. It's the anticipated train wreck coming to you. Bing, bing,
What is up, everybody? How y'all doing, man? Saturday night, Anticipated Trainwreck. We're going to be chilling with you guys this evening for about an hour and a half. So y'all get in there and get your head right. Get your essentials in check, Edstrom. Let's get this bad boy running, man. Really good to be in here. Did absolutely nothing today but watch football. It's nice to have Headstrom Bacon back in town. Way to go, brother.
What's up, pig?
We need to talk to you about your little excursion you took. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yep. Doing
Horse,
good. It's good to be back.
Well, we'll get into what you did as much as you want to let us in on it. All right, man? I mean,
Hey, whatever.
I'm sure you got something to say. You were only gone for like 10 weeks or whatever the hell you were doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you take vacations because you can, bro. More power to you, brother. More power to you. I'd be out there chilling in all those places. Like, I don't even know where the hell you went. You need to tell me. You put up a bunch of flags, and I don't know if you know this, but I'm not a very good flag person, bro.
Geography's not your thing. Yeah, that's cool.
There's not. Obviously, I was told that time's not my thing today too. So I ain't got nothing going on.
Most Americans don't have maps.
No, I saw a bunch of colors. That's all I saw, man. Didn't know what I knew you were in Europe. So, babe, are you gonna run the chat again? All right, awesome. Horse, real quick. Really fun show last night, dude. That's how we do it, man. That's how you do it. That was a fun show. You know, people wanted more. That's the main thing, dude. So props to you on doing your show last night.
Leave them wanting more. Liz helped me out for the first 2 hours. She's awesome. She may be making a visit tonight on the train wreck. She always gets me laughing. I got her, gave her the giggles last night for a little bit. So yeah, she always gives me the giggles or vice versa. It was fun. Yeah, lots of music. Wiener. And played, my new thing last night was to play 6 music videos where it's the original audio of them filming the video. And they're just like, "Bleh," or they're playing the instruments really badly because they don't care. They know it's going to be, they're going to drop the music on top of it. Everyone seemed to like that. It was good to see you. And, oh, shit. I hit the wrong button.
Right with the party, pal.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? I am not used to Headstrom being back because for the last 6 weeks, I had to do that, and I don't have to do that tonight.
You don't have to worry about that anymore.
I was going to push the Janet button.
Janet.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have to do it.
Oh, but get real quick though before we forget. Getting back to that, we'll get to the history of those shreds that you were playing because you and I were talking on the back and forth as well. Because I'll go over pretty much the videos that actually started that stuff. So we'll get into that. You'll like it too, Bulldog, because it's Eddie Van Halen.
Real quick. Welcome, Darren and Kuna. So he said he couldn't stream Twitch for some reason on his smart TV. So I let him know, hey, we're streaming it on YouTube as well. Most of the crowd's going to be in Twitch. I do have them cross-populating on chat. So if he says something in YouTube, they will see it in Twitch and vice versa. But he just posted that. Now he can watch the show because YouTube shows up on his television. So welcome to Darren and Kuna.
We are crossing the streams.
We are crossing streams. Welcome, Darren and Kuna, on the YouTube feed.
Beautiful. What's up, Rhino? How you doing, brother?
What up, Doc? Nice to be here, shooting a shit with you guys here on a beautiful Saturday night.
Dude,
how did it go with Grant and Sean?
It's still to come. Talking about December 2nd, but our shows Monday, Friday has been going really well so far.
No one knows about the second yet. He's asking about yesterday. No one knows about the second.
Oh, yeah. No, it was great. See? Well, I'm already screwing up. It's a train wreck. But no, it went really well. Sean is just hilarious. He's so funny. But yeah, we're good. We're happy here in Sacramento. 3 games above 500. We're coming after them Blazers, horse.
They're playing Utah tonight for first place. Whoever wins the game tonight, first place. No one cares about NBA, but I'm just saying. We're in first place. I'm just saying.
We used to care about NBA until all our kids are college kids now on our team. So I don't even. The Spurs are pretty stupid. They used to have they used to be on Fox Sports Southwest. Where most of us that have like YouTube TV or stuff like that could get it, and then them dumbasses went to Bally's or some shit, and I couldn't find them, and I was willing to pay for it. And they sent me a link saying, hey, you can watch your Spurs for, if you just check this out. So of course I wanted to see how much it was, and they think I'm going to pay $20 a month to watch the Spurs. Now, any other time I might have. Am I a good fan? Probably not anymore. But you know what? It's just the thing. If I add $20 to YouTube TV plus Disney plus HBO plus Netflix plus fucking Paramount, the list goes on. I'll be back up there when I used to pay for cable. I stopped all that shit when I was paying $200 for cable. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you know what? They can kiss their. I listen to it on the radio when I get a chance. I mean, whatever.
They tell you, okay, you want this, you got to buy this, and Pool Doc's just like.
Next. Not going to happen.
Yep, no, thank you.
Damn right. Get the fuck out of here. We've already got, I don't know what the hell. We got so much of that streaming bullshit right now that I'm probably covering about $150 on bullshit. Yep. Because one of my kids likes one show on this freaking, whatever. And then they beg us to get it and we get it, Yeah. I mean, it's just, whatever. I'm about ready to wipe my ass with all this bullshit. Just go down to whatever I can watch. I'll decide because I don't think I've ever watched Netflix in the last 6 months. You know,
we're pretty fortunate here because, like, you know, this whole Prime thing for the Thursday night football. Well, we've got Prime. I mean, but of course we have like the Canadian versions of everything. So we get the majority of what you guys get, right? But stuff like HBO, we have HBO Canada. We don't have HBO like what you guys have. So we're getting things kind of like secondhand. The one good thing about our sports stations, and I buy the sports package with the satellite because specifically for the hockey and the football,
right?
I get a lot of NFL games just with that alone, and they link in Thursday night football, and the Monday night games, the Sunday night game, everything. Like any of those specialty games, they pipe them right in to our regular sports channels, sort of like our ESPN, which is great. So we're pretty fortunate here. As fucked up as our communications and our television and everything is here, we get fucking good NFL football and of course hockey. So that's a big win here. The rest of it, though, like, you know, like my wife wanted Netflix, so she's got the Netflix account, and then she wanted Disney Plus, of course. You know, get all the Marvel stuff and the Star Wars and all that bullshit, right? So, which is cool. So I like watching all the musical documentaries and stuff like that off of there. And even today, like you guys are watching football. I'm binge watching on Netflix Better Call Saul. So I'm almost done season 4.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll be done season 5 by the end of the week, probably.
Beautiful. What's up? What's goes?
Hey, it's happy birthday to 12wood. He's in the chat.
That's
happy
right.
Birthday,
12wood and
Happy
512
birthday,
lumber.
buddy.
All right. Happy birthday, guys. Man, I hope you had a good day today.
Yep.
Teresa's in here. Awesome. What's up, Teresa? Hey, Hedstrom, if I had to pay for NFL football, I would pay for it. You know what I mean? And we have Prime too. But I always forget on Thursday night. Be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know, I just forget. You know, and all of a sudden I was like, there was nothing on Thursday night, of course, just sitting around and wondering what the hell I should be watching. What the hell am I going to be watching? And then I can come in, it's like 2 minutes left for the game. You know what I mean? Like,
You know what else you forget on Thursday night? To do the Stuck Nut Show. Because you haven't done that shit for like 2 months. You forget every...
Yeah, we have been taking well, you know what? I blame Hedstrom on that bullshit. That's not my fault.
It is about, I would say it's probably about 99.9% my fault. Actually, no, it's about 99.8% my fault. It's about 0.1% yours and Steve's each.
And last time that was my fault.
But no, we let you off the hook though. It was kind of like, okay.
I was going to haul ass home. I was going to do it.
I'll drive the hour and a half, 2 hours to get home. And we're just like, Steve and I are like, nah, that's okay. That's okay. So we kind of like, you kind of took one for the team on that one because we were kind of like, nah, that's okay. Because I had to get up early the next day. So, you know.
You know what? And now Steve's bitching because over there by his house, Hedstrom, they're having some Renaissance festival, and where he moved out in the country, you know, real freaks, beautiful house. Those freaks are gobbling up all his internet. So he's been like, he barely can watch. He can barely. I called him. I was talking to him on the phone the other day. He's like, "Hold on, let me go outside. I can barely hear you." I mean, he's having trouble with everything.
Well, I was having this conversation with Horse about my internet because we have a local internet company, and we're not on the fiber network yet. Eventually, my wife and I will get on the fiber network, but it's just not worth it to switch over yet. And when the kids were at home, during the lockdowns and everybody was at home working and everything, as soon as like 9 o'clock hit, my internet just took a total fucking dump. Like I had like zero internet. I mean, it was like crawling. We're talking like I could hear the fucking fax machine sounds going through on the dial-up. That's how fucking stuff. Yeah.
Reminds me of the old days. So Teresa says Apple TV series Shantaram is really good. What is that all about? Anybody know what Shantaram is?
Never heard
of it.
Is it scary? I don't like scary. You know, one thing I don't like to do is be scared. You know, that's one thing I don't like to be. You know, I'm cool with being. I guess I could be sad. I can be happy.
Is that why Jana watches the scary stuff while you're doing a show?
She watches
Janet.
Wait, real quick. Just a real quick. It's not scary. All right, cool, Teresa. But real quick, guys. I'm giving you a PSA. All right. If one day you can't find Bulldog, all right. One day you're like, hey, where the hell's Bulldog? This motherfucker's gonna be outside in the backyard in a buried hole with fucking, I don't know, with blood in me and shit, vinegar or some shit. I don't know. She watches that shit all the time. Jana's hooked on. She likes being scared. And what's up, Jim?
So I'm just looking at a little bit of information for you. So Shantaram was originally, it's a novel, 2003 novel by Gregory David Roberts, and it's an Australian based book, and then this American television series based on that book, created by Eric Warren Singer. So there you go, Shantaram.
Yeah, I got a quick question for Jim, and if you want to answer it in the chat, or if you want to answer it here, I don't care. But last time I saw Jim, I forget what show he was on. It was this show.
Yeah, he came on here.
Your show.
Was it this show that he had the awesome sleeveless shirt rocking? The last time I saw him, he had no.
I wasn't
sleeves
here.
on.
Okay, I was thinking of the one where we're basically looking up his nose the whole time.
No, he was chilling out. He had like I think it was either wood scopes or here, but it was one of those shows that I had real bad internet and I couldn't get on, and I got on real quick, and Jim was sporting this sleeveless thing, and I need to know what his new look is like tonight. I mean, what's he doing? I didn't know what Jim got a hat on backwards, or what? He's got a bandana on. I don't even know about Jim, and I'm all tripping out on Jim right now. Nick, what's up? Jim's tripping me out, man. I never pictured that dude like in sleeveless, like he's like all badass and shit. And Jim's redoing himself.
He had the guns out.
Oh, dude, he was flexing.
Yes.
He was flexing like Cindy does on Horse Show. Jim started. I think the first time we heard Jim was when he called in on the post SmackDown show, Hedstrom. And then now all of a sudden you see Jim everywhere.
He's a
Jim's
celebrity.
Like
He's on more than
awesome.
I am.
Look at Jim's intriguing. I was watching the show that we did, Horse. It was this show that we had him on with us from the beginning, right? And the dude was freaking hilarious, man.
Yep.
He just sat there. I mean, he filled in. He did. I think Jim's badass. He's recovering from an early thing. Oh, Jim's already grubbing. Fucking A.
Oh, boy.
Rhino, man. It's too early to be eating turkey for me, man. You know,
Dude, you got turkey break 364 days of the year, once a year. That's it.
People are doing it this weekend. Like our buddy Paulie in Baldwin Park. He's got a big family get together. I think it was like a cousin of his or somebody that was having like a full on turkey dinner, and he was showing it to us. Because we chat on that Marco Polo video chat app, and it was funny too because I always give him shit, because about the Mexican heritage and everything. And I said, something tells me there's probably going to be tortillas on the menu, right?
No doubt.
It's all good. No, Paulie's a good friend of the show, a good friend of ours, and he's a good dude. He's always it's always good to see what people are grubbing on. But he's not the only one. A lot of people I've seen, a couple other friends that I've seen on Twitter, and a couple of my wife's friends on Facebook. They're like grubbing out this weekend. People they're not wanting to travel on those heavy travel days of like Wednesday, Thursday. And people are going to be staying home. Like, we when we went from the airport. So when we were in New York, and we had to fly from New York to Toronto, and then Toronto back here home, and we shared a ride with this lady that was originally from New York, and she was saying she couldn't get back to New York because her family lives in New York. She lives in Florida now, and she's like, my husband and I are doing Thanksgiving by ourselves. She says, we're not coming back to New York for Thanksgiving, and it's just like, and then there were like a bunch of other people that were on the trip that were saying the same thing. They're like, they're kind of getting used to the whole video thing and the FaceTiming and the Zooms and the Skypes and all the rest of it. And people are staying home at Thanksgiving. A lot of people aren't traveling. Granted, it's still gonna be the busiest travel time, in the United States, right?
Hey, but man, what a pain in the ass to be traveling during Thanksgiving. But hey, speaking of Paulie, bro, when it gets close to Christmas, ask Paulie why us Mexicans like to get tamales.
Oh, dude, I like tamales too.
Because we need something to wrap, bro. We need something to wrap.
Nice. A joke. I stepped on your joke. No, we have someone at work that his wife makes tamales for some extra Christmas money. And so you put in your order for I'll put in an order for 2 dozen. It'll cost me about $25-$30, but man, they are so good.
Yeah. We found some. There's a Midwestern based grocery chain called Meijer. You guys have probably heard of it, and they carry these awesome tamales. There's like pork, chicken, and meat. Because the only place where we could get decent tamales were we have a Mennonite population out in the county where the farms are. And
What is
they're
that?
they're the ones that like came. They're like the Dutch Mennonites that emigrated to Mexico, and then they emigrated from Mexico up to here. So they're these Dutch immigrants with like all this Mexican food that they make and everything, and they make the best fucking tamales, man. I'm telling you.
Telling you, man. I'm telling you right now, as a connoisseur of tamales and as of Spanish Italian descent that I am, and my grandmother made the best tamales. But if you guys want to try some tamales, but yes,
Okay, that was stole a little one there.
Copa Chiba. He doesn't read the chat.
Hey, no. I was just gonna do that. Breaking news.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know if you were seeing the chat. I did.
Yeah, go ahead. Go finish.
Copa
Christ, man.
Chiba.
Go ahead,
Copa Chiba.
Yeah. 12wood was saying bacon. If you see this, say Copa Chiba. That's an old
Dude,
chupa.
if
You
you
guys, you know what
guys-
people like? You know what a chupacabra is?
yeah, bro.
Chupacabra.
Yeah, Ryan knows what
Really?
it is.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You try the chupacabra seasoning. Get it online. It's best damn seasoning you'll
What
get.
do they grind? What do they grind these suckers up and make
Roadkill,
seasoning
baby,
out of them?
roadkill, man. It's all about the roadkill, bro.
Go ahead and explain the chupacabra to us, Ryan.
Yeah,
It's
what is that?
basically the Spanish Mexican Bigfoot. It's like kind of like mixed with a Yeti is the way that I understand that from my wife. The chupacabra.
Well,
Isn't it
your
kind of
wife-
like
your
a?
wife
Isn't it
and
kind of like
I-
a sort of like a cat dog kind of thing?
Yeah, it's like a
almost like a mountain lion or
coyote
something?
and javelina and hog. It's like an ugly ass fucking like little animal. I don't know where the Yeti come from, but in Texas, the chupacabra is a little like a fucked up looking dog or some shit that they've seen around here, man.
Fucking
and
possum.
It's a mangy dog. It's what it is.
Some kind of possum.
It's a
ass
shit
looking thing.
animal. And Janet put it in the chat. You guys out there, you guys go to Delia'sTamales.com. I don't know what the hell their website is. They'll ship it to anywhere. They'll send its ass to you, Hedstrom.
And
Now
Nick,
you're gonna
Nick
pay.
knows what we're talking about. No, it's not Myers. It's Meyer. It's like people like, oh, my dad works at Ford's. My brother works at Chrysler's. No, it's Meyer. It's not Myers. Sorry,
You
Nick.
Ryan,
guys,
not
you guys
Ryan.
try Delia's tamales. You will freak the fuck out. Maria, don't forget about Maria. She makes them good too.
Hey Doc, do you throw the tamales on the comal?
Nah, man. Nah, dude. No, I usually have them made. They're usually hot when I get them.
No, they go in the microwave. That's where they go.
That'll get you in trouble.
Actually, I don't really do a lot with the kitchen. My wife does a lot of that. So
Do
I just use
you
the
guys put
ketchup.
do you guys put anything on? Oh, you put ketchup on them? You serious?
Damn right you do. You bet your
Oh,
scratch ketchup
geez.
and a mixture of hot sauce. Baby.
Okay.
Ketchup and like, yeah.
Now
hot
my wife
sauce.
likes sour cream on them, or
Yeah, that'll work.
she uses that. What's that? You guys have seen that green tomato and chili sauce. I can't think of the name of it.
That green sauce is what HB calls it.
Salsa verde.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
exactly.
it's like a salsa verde, but I can't think of the company name. But it'll come to me.
That stuff's hot, man. That green stuff gets hot there,
It
bro.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that shit will get your boo-boo pretty good, man. You got to be careful with that shit.
No
That'll
doubt.
get you. So what do we got going on today? We're talking about tamales all night? Is that what we're doing here?
Dude, we have nothing.
Oh,
Liz,
hey, man.
Liz had
Tell
some
ya.
content, and then she got busy.
Yeah. So we're just going to bullshit about whatever. I like it. I can do this.
I
Yeah, we
mean,
got another hour of this.
it's a bullshit night, dude.
Anybody want to join us? You can call the number 4, and that'll get you on here.
Well, I got a question. So, 12wood is not here. He's the official 4th member of the show, co-creator, because it's my birthday. I can't do a show on my birthday. But he's in the chat. What the hell is that? So,
Would you expect anything less?
he's here, but he doesn't want to do the show on his birthday because I have to work and do stuff and talk. What the hell is that? That's lazy. At least when I had my anniversary. Well, you didn't have a show, but I wasn't in the chat.
Maybe he's out like in the woods or something. Oh,
He-
it's probably frozen up there.
what if
isn't it?
he's out at his birthday dinner and he's like, shh, keep it down, guys. I'm watching the show.
Did y'all see what they were doing in Buffalo today? Did y'all see that shit on Twitter?
What is that? Snow?
They literally were digging out the players' home so they could get to a car to like get them to the airport. They literally had shovels, and that shit they must have had like 6 feet of snow, I guess. I mean a ton of snow. But there were people that were filming themselves digging, I guess, trenches. I've never had that much snow to deal with, but where the players, Ryan, where the players were literally able to walk to get into a vehicle and get them to the freaking airport. That is Bills Mafia, 100%. That's why I'm proud. Y'all don't know that I'm Bills Mafia. Did you know that, Ryan?
Bills Mafia.
Yeah.
All right.
I was accepted.
You know what I
Margo
like?
and Rick accepted me. Yep. What do you like?
I like that you and Liz are Cowboys fans, but because the Cowboys are starting to suck, you hopped on the Bills bandwagon. Is that where Cowboy fans go? Because both he and Liz are Cowboys now. We're Bills. We're Bills.
Are you allowed to have an AFC and NFC team?
No, one team.
We're 6-3 right now. We're not sucking that bad. We're not. I mean, I don't know if you know how standings work, horse, but 6-3 is not that bad. You know what I mean?
Lost to the horrible Packers.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Well,
I
called that before that game, bro. I called it before that game. Right before that game called, I said the Packers are gonna play like fucking Super Bowl champs because we're in town. And sure enough, they were like, all of a sudden they can catch. You know
all
what?
of a sudden
they can throw.
The Packers don't show up to play football, and Packer fans don't show up to do this show.
Well, I tell you, man, I figured the Packers were going to kick our ass, and they did. And whatever. Do I think we're going to win a Super Bowl? No. Am I part of Bills Mafia? You bet your ass I am. I was voted in by Rick and Margo, man, so I'm there.
Yeah.
All right.
So they claimed you then? They claimed you?
Yeah. They allowed me. They allowed me. Is what it is. I think it was the allowance or something. You know.
Yeah. Well, I tell you that Green Bay, man, I'm telling you that is a real shit show. That is a real shit show.
And then they go back to normal. Once the Cowboys leave, right? They go back to everybody crying and bitching. But notice how all of a sudden the Cowboys show up and all of a sudden they're Aaron Rodgers, like the best quarterback, in the world.
Yeah.
You know, running around, throwing the ball. And everybody,
the Packers are the Cowboys kryptonite.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But we all, if you're a Cowboys fan, you know what the hell was going to happen. We've been dealing with this shit for 20-something years. You know what I mean?
All I know is Niners knocked you out of the playoffs last year, knocked the Packers out of the playoffs last year.
What's up with your quarterback? You still dogging on your quarterback?
Oh, God. Jimmy Garbage?
Aren't y'all like
we still got Jimmy Garbage takes, right? All right.
I have Rome saying Jimmy Garbage. I just don't know where I put it.
Pulled back has jumped through the table. Yeah, goddamn right. I'll jump through a table. Just make sure it doesn't have like a backbone. I need to have like the cardboard looking table one. I don't want to do a real table. I don't want to hurt myself.
Damn, where do I stick that thing?
Yeah.
Garbage.
So me and my fellow Bills Mafia people were helping our players get to the airport, which is incredible.
It's funny. It's interesting though because there were people all over TikTok. I could probably saw at least 3 or 4 of them. People that live in and around the Buffalo area, and they were showing like time lapse of this storm coming in, and the vast majority of them had like maybe a couple inches of snow. It wasn't this like 6 feet of stuff that they were coming. So there's like this one cell, and I think Margo posted it on Twitter.
Yeah,
as well. Just one cell that's just like dumping on them and just staying there.
Have you ever dealt with 6 feet of snow, Hedstrom?
No, not here. Are you kidding me?
No, it doesn't happen there.
We're lucky if we at a time if we get like at most 6 to 8 inches, and that's like, that's like Snowmageddon, like every 3 years. Like even tonight we got a little bit of a dusting. I thought I was gonna actually have to go into work tonight because they got the trade show running tonight, and I thought I was gonna have to go because initially they were talking about snow like between like 2 and 4 o'clock, and I was gonna have to go in there and do the old cover that because my brother usually takes care of that, but he's out of town too.
So dude, do you have chains for your truck just in case? Or is it not that you don't?
No,
you don't
it's
have
not
to worry
that bad.
about that.
No, but I do.
Okay.
I do have 4-wheel drive. So
right, yeah.
But
you don't have it like
that's a must though because on the side streets they don't plow the side streets all the time. So even if you get a couple inches of snow, that could wreak havoc for some vehicles. Yeah,
it's snowing in Texas right now. Just like basically close to the ranch, just north of the ranch, there's snow right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's how cold it is today up here.
Yeah,
we're we hunkered down today. It's too damn cold to do anything. You know, it was
Global
like,
warming.
yeah, it was growing up in Minnesota. Yes, so Teresa's dealt with 6 feet, but we're talking about feet of snow.
Yeah,
Dude, that would
Feet.
literally that would like stop time, wouldn't it? I mean, that's about as high as my fence. You know, I mean, you can't do anything with 6 feet of snow, could you?
Oh no,
Other than-
you're talking like it's. I mean, you are snowed in. I mean, people are crawling out their like upper level windows to get out of the house. I mean, you cannot open your door. Like if you're not on top of this and you're not, clearing out your drive and your front walkway and everything as it's coming down. If you just let it fall down, like God forbid you have like maybe like a senior citizen or somebody who's got a disability,
Right.
that can't do that. They're fucked. I mean, you cannot open your door.
So what you do is you start working on clearing it out as that shit's coming down.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
is it like a thunderstorm that comes down? I mean, if you're getting 6 feet of snow in one period,
Well, no. What happens? It just comes down and like
he's
these
just slid off a
big-
roof. That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. No, you just like it comes down in like these massive snowflakes, and I mean literally it can accumulate like inches within like half hour to an hour. Like it can accumulate that fast. And the thing is though, you get if it's not like super super cold, it's a slushy mess. But when it's like really really super super cold, it's really light. Like the colder it is, the lighter the snow is, so it's easier to move. But when you're right around the freezing mark, it's just like this slushy mess, and it's fucking heavy. And you have to clear that stuff out as it comes down.
With like a shovel, like a big shovel or something?
Oh yeah, like shovel, and people have like
Snowblower.
snow blowers and shit like that.
Blowers.
So yeah, because if you wait for it all to come down and it's that sloppy mess, it's fucking heavy. I mean, it's literally like you've had a snow cone or you've had a Slurpee.
Yeah.
I mean, that's heavy. Like a cup of that. Like imagine a shovel full of that
Of
stuff.
that
I mean,
shit.
it's like picking up a 5-gallon pail.
Dude, when it snowed here a couple of years ago, we got like 6 inches up here where I live. It obviously shut the whole state down or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But we couldn't open our gate. You know, we have a gate in our front yard.
Yeah.
You push the button, it go deep, and it opens, right? Not this time.
Wait, what sound does it make?
Deep, it go
There you
deep.
go. Okay, yeah, that's right.
But you
Yeah.
gotta push the button. Hester, push the button for me real quick. I'll do it. You gotta push the button real quick.
Which button?
This button right here. Just use your finger like you're pushing
Oh,
a
wait
button.
a second.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to open up
Yeah.
the gate? Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Beep, 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 beep. Yep. Thank you, bro.
Okay,
Thanks for
all
letting me in, man. You're cool as shit, Hester. But yeah, we were fucked. You know how bad it was for us? We went out and bought a 4x4 side by side.
And that's perfect thing for it because people will that are outside of we call it the county, so it's out where the farms are and stuff, and people will have they'll have tractors and stuff that they'll use with like a shovel in the front, and like in a what do you call a bucket in the back and the shovel in the front, right? And then liquor in the front, poker in the rear, or whatever. And some people will actually take their side by sides and their ATVs, and they've got like snowplow attachments for them, right? And that's what they use, and that's great. I mean, when we do the you've seen it, and the video is out there on YouTube, the ice diving video that we did. So we're about 250 yards off the beach where we dive that wreck and put the hole in there. We drove ATVs out there. Like
on
ATVs
the
and
lake,
snowmobiles.
right?
Yeah. There's like 18 inches of ice.
And then you cut your hole with that auger thing. And that's how you
No,
get to
well,
give them
actually,
the
no. We use a chainsaw.
Oh, a chainsaw.
Shit.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, anybody's interested, I can link the video to you. But no, yeah. So what we do is we actually cut a triangle because when you get to the corner, it's easier you can put two hands and you could pull yourself out.
Oh, I got
So
you. Push it down.
You actually cut a triangle because it's actually you can actually have like 3 people in the water at the same time, and then so.
And then do you put it back after you're done, the triangle? Or no, you just leave it there?
No. Actually, what you do is we take it out in blocks. So you take it out in like about 1.5 to 2 foot. Well, about a 1 to 1.5 foot like length blocks.
Okay.
And you actually pull them out. We've got they're
Like grippers?
They're little ice. They're called ice screws. It's kind of like what climbers use in that. So and then you put that into the block. You tie a line to it, and then you heave these blocks out. So you get this big block, right? What we do is we position them around the hole because people are out there on ATVs and snowmobiles. We don't want
So they
them
don't
to
run
the
over you.
hole. So
Oh,
you actually
yeah.
create
Yeah.
a little bit of a barrier, like a fence almost.
Oh,
around
well, that's
it.
nice of you. Well, anyway, you don't want to be coming out the hole and somebody lands on top of you either.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
exactly.
you're protecting yourself.
No, we've got like we go in groupings. So you always have like people up on the surface, you know.
Wow, what is that? Why is my
Yeah,
TV turn?
hold on. I had to add something late.
So Jana was asking 18 inches, Jana.
You guys
Janet.
brought up snow, and I wanted to get my snow up.
Man, I all of a sudden my whole shit turned
Yeah,
green. That
yeah,
was awesome.
yeah, yeah.
Dude. Do that again. That was fun. Hey, where are ants? Let's do the ants.
Oh,
Hey,
ants and snow. All right, there we go.
Yeah,
The
just-
ants in the snow.
Hey.
anything over 6 inches shuts central. So see, I feel a lot better if 6 inches shut us down, and that's still enough to shut down Indiana. I guess we weren't that bad. You know?
Yeah. Like
mean,
if you're
it
getting
just
like
shuts
6
you
to 8 inches of snow, like you're gonna have some infrastructure issues. I mean, and we're set for it, right? I mean, if they get the snow plows with the salt, you know, the salt trucks and everything got salt in the back. So what they do is they plow and then they lay the salt down. It's basically like a fertilizer does, you know, like when you fertilize your lawn, it's the same thing.
Right.
They've got a little thing in the back and it spins and it throws the salt on the road. And those trucks are like fucking ready to go, and they plow the main roads as they and the highways as it's coming down. And just like Jim says, like you get in certain areas like where he's at. I think if I'm not mistaken, Jim is more like southern Indiana. He can correct me there, but even there, I mean, they don't get a whole lot of snow. So if you're not in that kind of a snow belt, I mean, even just a couple of inches is going to be debilitating for a city. And like you said, you guys don't have the infrastructure for that. You
No.
don't have the drainage for it.
No, they shut it down. They shut us down when we get like 34, 33. They're starting to already
Yeah.
trip out. Like, don't
Yeah.
get on this highway because you're going to slide off,
Yeah. Oh, he says it's more rural. Okay. Rural. Say
If I get-
rural.
Say
Getting
rural
over
3
6
times.
months.
That's why he wears that muscle shirt, because he's rural.
Country strong, baby.
Yes.
Trees in here running it. If I get anything over 6,
Wait, what?
she's a shutdown too.
What the hell did I just see?
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think she's talking about snow, but let's keep moving here.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we
Anticipated
got,
Trainwreck Saturday.
Oh,
here's a live shot of Marie in the snow. She's oh
There you
wow,
go.
she just dove in it like it was water. Whoa.
whoa.
Oh God,
Can you imagine doing that?
no,
That-
no, thank
no
you.
way. I remember when Tyler, it was snowing here and we had slush out there and I was getting ready to go in the hot tub and he goes, before you go in the hot tub, I dare you to go roll around in the snow in your swimsuit. So I did it because, guy dares you, you got to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, but jumping in the hot tub, it wasn't that bad. It warmed you up pretty quick, though,
After,
didn't it?
yes, I couldn't get in that
Yeah.
hot tub fast enough, man.
Yeah.
Freeze
It's like
my
right
ass.
now, if I had to get into my hot tub right now, boy, that'd be a bitch getting there. Once I'm in there, I'll be all right. But the travel from my
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
no.
But
I think right now it's like 37 or 38 degrees
Oh,
outside.
shit.
Yeah, like it's interesting because they talk about all these different areas. Like you guys have had like really major droughts, and I mean,
Right.
and then even we're talking about where Paulie lives. He's sort of in the
We're here in double.
in like the Fontana
Yeah,
area.
who is that?
That's me. My bad.
Oh,
There we go.
And
Fontana?
they got a whole bunch of Fontana like in California, and they got a whole bunch of rain, and like that's like they're not used to that. And then even where we were, like over in Europe, like Spain is in like a brutal drought. Like you guys are you're gonna see the cost of like things like olives and olive oil and that is gonna go way up. I mean, the cost of everything's gone up, but it's gonna go up even more.
Everything.
Is they're in like a serious drought. Like they're hardly getting the yield that they need. Even like in Tuscany and then where you go out where they have the mountains like sort of in the distance. There's no snow on the mountains. They usually have snow on the mountains by now. They've like they're starting to open up their ski resorts. There's no snow on the mountains up there.
good global
Like,
warming.
yeah, it's crazy.
So,
Yeah, we're
What?
any good stories about your trip? Anything?
Yeah, what's up? Where'd you go, man?
Yeah.
Where'd you go,
Yeah,
man?
what happened?
Okay, yeah. So what we did was we flew Windsor to Toronto to Rome. We stayed 3 nights in Rome. We had stayed there in 2017 before, so we stayed in a different area this time and saw some of the sights in Rome. Then we went to the port. So the port is about a 45-minute to an hour drive for the cruise ship port. It's in a town called Civitavecchia, and then we embarked on a 16-day cruise. So
What?
Damn.
Whoa.
So the first stop was the port of Livorno, which you could take a tour to go to Florence, Italy, which is a pretty famous town. You can go into the Tuscany region, or you can go to, I can't think of the name of the other region that we were supposed to go to, but the driver said it's fucking raining there. Let's go to Tuscany. We're like, okay, great. So then from there we went to Cannes, France.
You saw some cans?
That's cans, yeah. We saw some cans
Nice
already.
cans.
And that's on the French Riviera. So we were there. So that was a new country for us. We took a tour from there, a day tour that actually took us to Monaco. So Monaco is I believe it's like the third smallest country in the world. You got Monte Carlo. You've heard of the Monte Carlo Grand Prix?
Yeah.
The Grand Prix of Monte Carlo and everything. So we actually were driving where the course goes through the city. We went to the casino there and yeah. So that was pretty cool. And from there, we went 4 different ports in Spain. So one of them was Barcelona, and then some other parts in Barcelona and in Spain. Then we went to Lisbon, Portugal, and then we went to there's these chain of islands called the Azore Islands that are in the Atlantic off the coast of Portugal, sort of between where Europe and Africa are. They're called the Azore Islands. They're volcanic islands. We were supposed to go 2 ports there, but it was too rough to go into the first one, but we went into the second one. It was like being in Hawaii, man. It just reminded me.
Really?
of beautiful
Nice.
islands. And then it was 5 days transatlantic, and we finished off in New York. And we had some pretty rough weather. We were talking to some people that had been on several transatlantic trips, and they said that was the roughest transatlantic crossing they've ever had. So yeah, we had some pretty rough
Isn't that
weather.
what the Titanic did? Was that transatlantic?
Yeah, and actually on the 3rd day of the transatlantic, so he says we are now on a parallel with where the Titanic sits.
Oh shit, that's what you want.
Oh.
We were 120 miles south of where the Titanic actually
No
lays
shit.
right now.
Holy shit.
If we were like 50 years ago, we would have been probably within about 40 miles of where, because they follow the curvature, of basically that the planes follow when they go across, right? Earth curvature, and because it's the shortest distance. Well, it's the same thing in the ocean, but we had the rough weather, so he went further south. I kid you not. So we finished off on Thursday. Wednesday afternoon, we're in the middle of the Atlantic. We're somewhere between like where Bermuda is and then the mainland. It was over 70 degrees Fahrenheit in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
Nice.
It was beautiful, yeah. And if you guys don't know where Bermuda is kind of like on parallel with the Carolinas. It's a beautiful island. You hear about the Bermuda Triangle and all and shit like that. We've been to Bermuda twice. It was supposed to be one of the stops, but they're having like bullshit with like COVID and everything. So it was just like a big pain in the ass. So they scrapped that, and we're kind of glad they did. So, and then you end up in New York, and so New York, we sailed in between 5 and 6 a.m. So we got the nice sailing. You saw the Statue of Liberty and everything, and it was still a little bit dark. But you go by the Freedom Tower and everything, and you see the
shit, dude.
Go
That's
right
cool
into
as
Manhattan.
Shit.
Yeah, you go right into Manhattan. So.
Did you
Damn,
get seasick when the rough seas?
I didn't get seasick, but I had like a bit of almost like vertigo. It was like the weirdest thing. So like we take medication, anti-nausea medication anyways, just to be on the safe side.
I do
right?
as well, yeah.
Yeah. And usually it's okay. And the seas weren't that
What's up,
rough.
Jay?
I mean, but the problem is that so during we'd go for dinner. And you've been on cruises before. You Pool Doc, you've been on a cruise. You have like the dining room and stuff like that. And so you go for dinner, and we're sitting there, and we're getting near dessert, and all of a sudden I just get really warm. My head starts spinning, and I just get this like massive headache, and I'd have to go lay down. I wasn't seasick. It was like the weirdest thing, and it happened like two of the 5 nights. And the ship was rocking, and this is a big ship too. This ship can hold over 6,000 passengers. But
Holy shit!
There was only about 2,400 passengers on the ship.
Oh wow!
But that sucker was rocking. So we had in the neighborhood of anywhere from like 15 to 40 foot seas at times.
Hey, dude, when you found out you're getting ready to cruise over where the Titanic was, did you haul ass to the front of the boat with your glasses and start looking for icebergs and shit?
Oh, yeah. Well, okay.
Like, hey, man, take a ride.
Creepy thing. Like a couple of you guys are on Facebook. So my wife posted. It was Wednesday during the day. It was so foggy that they were actually blowing the horn on the ship like every 5 minutes because it was so foggy. It's just like you're just kind of like, are we gonna run into something here?
Yeah.
All this goddamn technology and everything.
I mean, somebody, man.
There's no icebergs down there, but
I think the horn's more for things not hitting you. They've got all the radar and sonar.
Oh yeah, they
I
know.
think it's those little ships. They don't want the ship to go
it's
boom
mostly
right in the
like
side.
get the fuck out
The
of
little
our way
fishing
kind of thing,
boat, you know, boom.
And the whole 5 days, every time I looked out and we were on deck, and when we looked out of our balcony, the whole 5 days I saw one freighter. That was it.
That's it.
That is
Do
it.
they have their own little super highway that they use or something?
Basically
maybe?
they're on their own, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, dude. Wow. Teresa wants to know, where are you drinking? I don't know if she asks me what I'm drinking water. So sad.
Yeah.
But hey, dude. So when we went on our cruise, we left out of Galveston. It was supposed to be like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
And the fog was so bad they closed the port of Galveston and they made us stay on that ship for another day, dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
that doesn't suck.
Well, yeah, it does when they tell you that, to start watching what you eat and don't shit as much as you can. And,
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Boy.
Because they're only used to a certain thing. And, all of a sudden they're like, hey, tonight dinner is pizza, and I don't, they're out of fucking, because everybody's been eating like hogs for the last 5 days. But yeah. And, it didn't suck. A horse, like for us, it didn't suck because we're self-employed people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a lot of the
get
people,
to work, man. Yeah.
Hey, this was like a Thursday or like Wednesday to Sunday, get your ass back to work on Monday type bullshit.
Well, missing
And
your flight.
there's
That's
a lot.
the problem. But you drove, right?
Yeah, we drove there.
Yeah.
We my kids were ecstatic that they were on for another day. Me and Jana were like, all right, whatever, ready to actually get off this thing. But yeah, the fog was so bad, dude. Like what you're saying, dude, it was like a blanket on us. You couldn't see shit, man. I'm like, they stopped the boat. They just stopped it. They fucking stopped, parked it, or they put the little thing down and just like, fuck it, we ain't going anywhere, man. We ain't gonna. Oh yeah, what were you drinking when you got vertigo, bro? Teresa wants to know what's up with that.
Oh,
I'm
no,
sorry, I meant to say.
I drink a lot of water. I don't drink alcohol, so I mean, my wife had a few drinks, but it was kind of funny because she doesn't drink wine. Like she'll drink sangria, but that's about as close, And it's funny because we had all these like perks from previous, because we were supposed to be on this cruise like 3 fucking years ago. It kept on getting postponed because of COVID and everything. And we kept on getting all these perks and extra dining credits and all this stuff. And we went to one dinner and she got a free bottle of wine. And so she's like, what am I going to do with this? I mean, we're going to get you some orange juice. You're going to have some samosas. That's what you're going to do, right? Or mimosas.
Samosas?
Yeah, samosas, yeah.
Yeah.
Mimosas. You're gonna have some Indian food. Yeah, we're going to make some mimosas.
You drink that damn bottle of wine. Especially when they give it to you. Drink it.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty funny. No, speaking of drinking though, that's kind of funny. They pulled out, you pay like, you get a good deal on some cruises, and you pay like $700-800 a person for the cruise, and then you get your bar tab at the end of it, and it's like double that, right?
Yeah.
I thought they had like drink packages where you can get those. You can drink.
Yeah, and they are serving watered down drinks. Like we went to this one reception that they had for like there's a forum called Cruise Critic. It's people that kind of get together, it's kind of like the stuck nut of cruising, right?
Yeah.
And they had a get together with some of the officers in that. My wife slammed 3 drinks, and she's a lightweight. She'll have one drink and she gets all flushed. She's like, "Oh, I'll have another one. I'll have another one." I'm like, "There ain't no booze in these drinks,
Yeah.
So, yeah, with the drink packages, the thing is with the drink packages though,
Yes,
they tack on a 20% tip onto it. So every time you get a drink, 20%. So it still costs you. Yeah, they got you coming and going on those things.
We partied at what was it called? Aft. Was the back of the boat called?
The
aft.
Yeah.
Okay, we were on aft starboard or starboard aft, right? That's where we found the partiers. You know what I mean? The partiers when I would do what the stuff that I like to do,
Yeah.
Like finding Jay on the boat, and we ended up hanging out at aft starboard We had our own little thing. The cop dude would come. We'd all have to run like little rats.
You said we were hanging out. Who were hanging out?
It would be, of course, my lovely wife, the one that
Janet.
is listening that does choose not to have a mic. Yeah, Janet. Yeah, Janet. Janet. I almost called her Janet the other day on the air, which was
yeah.
You guys are winning. You guys are winning, man. You're gonna break my mind down. It's not hard to do. Y'all know.
But the thing is though, like it's funny because you'll get people who've been on like several cruises. I know Horse has been on several cruises. His wife has as well, and then you get people like, you won't catch me dead on a ship. I think you got to try it at least once, and you got to go with a kind of an open mind. It's like doing any kind of trip. You got to go with an open mind, and it's kind of cool to try it once. Some people are like, "Oh, it's just a germ factory." I'm like, I got news for you, man. Like we were in Disney like 3 times this year. It was fucked up again, COVID, trying to catch up. And that is a germ factory compared to like a ship. And they're like, well, you're stuck on a ship coughing on each other and everything. I'm like, I got news for you. There is hand sanitizer everywhere. They're sanitizing.
Yeah, go to a football game. You're doing the same thing. You're at the urinal. You're touching your elbow.
Go to the fucking
shoulders.
grocery store. Go to the mall.
Yeah.
That's
It's in their best interest to keep that fucking boat clean, bro.
So I'm going.
Absolutely. The captain didn't even come out. Like he was on stage for one of these Q&As, and that was it. He didn't mingle or anything like that. Yeah. So he's like, I'm not catching.
That makes sense. That makes sense for sure.
Go ahead, Horse.
I'm taking a first timer friend of Polly. Yeah. I'm taking Polly on his first cruise. He's and we go about every other year, and so I'm teaching him all the little cruise hacks, and there are lots of cruise hacks. There's we get there 2 days early so that we don't have to worry about a plane or a snowstorm, between here and there, and we always buy our shit there, so we get a hotel by a pharmacy, grocery store, so we can get our sunscreen and stuff and not have to fly it from Oregon there and weigh down our bags. And then, and then we always take fewer clothes because we know we're going to be buying T-shirts and hats, and so there's
lighter
hacks.
Clothes and stuff like that. Yeah. And then when you're in the cabin, there's little places where you can store stuff and everything. And you know what we found, Horse? We found these magnetic hooks. I think I may have told you about those.
Yeah, you did.
Because the cabins are all the walls are metal, and so we bought these magnetic hooks for extra like little hooks to hang things on. So there's that, and just the little things like, and here you go. So Jan is on there. She says not a big fan of cruises, but I at least give you credit. You at least went on one, so you can actually have an opinion, and not just somebody who's going to shit talk cruises. And they've never even been on one before.
So Jana, I got a hack for Alaska. We did Alaska. I got a hack for that. Well, for anybody, I'll say it out loud. Anyone that's going to Alaska,
beautiful.
Understand one thing: there are more ships in Alaska than they have to go inside a glacier bay. They only allow 2 ships a day, because they don't want the environmental impact and everything else. So, but there's usually like 5 or 6 ships in the area at one time. So always get the ship that goes to Glacier Bay. Do not cheap. Yeah. Because that is the crown jewel of the whole trip. So if you don't go to Glacier Bay, you are literally missing the best part of Alaska cruise.
Absolutely. Yeah. Actually, and one thing your Teresa was saying, just while I see it, she says, I wanted to try a Disney cruise. Do not do a Disney cruise. They're overpriced, and you don't get your money's worth. Nope. You're better off if you're going to do a family trip. Do your homework and go on one of the major cruise lines, whether it's Royal Caribbean, Princess Carnival, or we like Norwegian. I mean, any of those cruise lines, but you get what you pay for. If you go on an older ship, if you go on an older ship, you're going to get the booze cruise crowd. You really are. You're gonna get the discount seekers, the people that just want to go out on a fucking beach when they get to the islands and stuff. You get what you pay for. So if you're going discount cruise, you're gonna have a discount crowd. I'm telling you, it's just brutal that way.
Yeah.
But do we got breaking news? Do we have a breaking news bit? Oh my god! I got breaking news. Quote Jay. Y'all fuckers would never make it as Pablo Escobar. That's breaking news right now. Look at Jay. Jay was on fire last night too, man.
Yeah, he was. He was like just dropping bombs.
Jay and his wick.
Yeah,
I would love to find Jay on a cruise, man.
Yeah.
If I found Jay on a cruise, man, I'd go to cruises every time.
Dude.
If I need
Party would be
Jay
in
was
his
there,
cabin,
good.
man.
Dude, if I need Jay was there, and I know Jay would be stocked, he'd figure out a way to get in.
Yeah.
Me and Jay would be hanging out the whole time. So if Jay's going on a cruise, let me know, man. I might consider it.
So
Especially
even saying cabin now is actually old school because they're now called staterooms. You have to call it a stateroom, and you're not on a floor. You're on a level or you're on a deck, right? And you look at most ships. Most ships do not have a deck 13.
They just don't do
The
that.
superstition.
The hotels do that too.
Yeah.
Ones we stay at, like when
They
make us
have
play
a
rich.
deck 13. They just don't call it deck 13. That's the thing. You're still on 13, even though they're naming it 14.
It's the promenade deck, right?
Yeah, promenade.
All right, so I gotta ask.
We could have a clone cruise. That'd be crazy. What you got?
I gotta ask you boys. So my wife, dead set.
Yeah.
Will not do a
I'm
cruise.
working on her, trying to get her on
Horse is
cruise.
working on her. So
Some people
what
are never
else?
going to convert. Some people you're just not going to convert. But
Well, you know
Go
what?
ahead.
Bake, give me something. Horse already, her whole thing was being out in the middle of the ocean and not seeing land.
They're like
Give me
cities.
something to work with.
Yeah.
Alaska. Done.
Inside
Doing it-
passage, you will always
and
see
you,
land.
And you don't, and here's the other thing though. You do not go out of Portland or Seattle. If you go out of Portland or Seattle, you're going to go around Vancouver Island. You're going to go around that outside passage. You're going to get rough seas.
You
I don't
get
give a
one
shit.
day. That's what we did.
Yeah.
We went out of Seattle.
That's all it takes, though. For
Okay.
some people,
Well,
that's all it
yeah,
takes.
and then they
you
hate
want
it.
a good
Yeah,
go out of Vancouver.
No, you're right.
You go out of Vancouver, you're going straight up.
Vancouver,
and then
British
like he's-
Columbia, too.
Yeah, and like he said, make sure that you hit
Inside
Glacier
Passage.
Bay,
Yep.
hit Hubbard. Go to Juneau. Spend some money on some excursions and like some good excursions. Like we took a helicopter up to a glacier and like walked on a glacier. Or
I watched. I
Nice.
priced that out. That was $250 a person. We're like,
I got news for you. It was more than that.
Was it?
Yeah,
Wow.
it was more like $450. Unfortunately, 'cause-
Whoa.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
brutal, but it was kind of cool because they gave you this little snack pack and they gave you like a water bottle. So they said, "Okay, here's your water bottle." We get on the glacier, and the guide says, "Okay, take your water bottle, open it up." And we thought he was gonna say like take a drink or whatever, and
Pee in it.
no, dump it out. We're gonna fill it up with glacier water. Fill it
Oh,
up.
shit.
yum.
It was the
yum.
best
Really?
tasting water I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there it is.
Yeah.
She go get good water. Tell her, look, man, I can take you to get some good water.
Good
And
water.
like
That's
Teresa
the
said,
only point.
go on like a 3. The other thing you can do is you can go on a 3-day trip. You can go on those quick cruises that say go out of
man.
Port Canaveral or go out of Miami. No, but if they're just trying it out,
I know, but those
and then
are booze
they go down to
cruises.
Nassau, they go to maybe the Caymans, then Key West, and then come back. It's a 3-day. You're only committed to like 3, maybe 4
But they're
days.
booze cruises because they're cheap.
Not always. Not always. You can go.
What's wrong with the
you can
booze
hit
cruise?
some of those 3-day cruises on those mega liners as well.
To me,
Okay.
the 3-day cruise is the worst cruise, and I've done one. I did Ensenada and Catalina. Bacon, anyone that's
Yeah.
cruised knows, it takes you a day or two before you learn the ship and you kind of settle in, and then you're like getting your bags and leaving them outside to get off the. I mean, it is
I
not
hear ya.
fun. It's a lot of moving around, and it's very little payoff. I'd say 7. The 10 days my favorite, but if you're not sure, I'd say 7 or 5. Even Bulldog's 5. Still think that's a little short, but yeah, the 3 is a good way to learn. I'm not going to get seasick and all that, but
Yeah.
it's
But
the
but
payoff's so
a slam dunk is the Alaskan cruise because you guys aren't going to see anything like that anywhere. You're going to go to
No.
a state that you're never going to see otherwise.
Right.
Because you're not going to fucking drive from the Pacific Northwest through British Columbia through the and then up to Alaska. You're not
And
going to
Glacier
do
Bay
it.
is accessible by the water only. I mean, there are some
Yeah.
places where you can go to a point, but to see the entire Glacier Bay, you're only doing it from a ship.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. All right, we got point number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Teresa was
Alaska,
saying it too.
bro.
Like you go from Cocoa Beach. Yeah, like you could do those. Another great cruise that we've done, and we've done it twice. I think I mentioned it a little bit. Was you go out of New York, and you go New York to Bermuda, and then Bermuda you stay there for 3 days, and then you go back. And
Yeah, I like that.
That was a
I like
great
that a
cruise.
lot.
That was
I like
a great
that.
cruise. Now
You
Norwegian used to do it, but they took it out of their itinerary because Bermuda is just a fucking pain in the ass right now.
Jay's got a really good piece of advice to get your wife used to ships. Tell her to fucking join the Navy. There you go. So go in, after the show, go in, talk to your wife and say, join the fucking Navy. There you go. And say Jay sent you.
Jay. Oh my God. Oh.
Jay's on a roll this weekend, man.
Oh my God. That's crazy. Anticipated Trainwreck Saturday nights.
It is.
We are, what time is it?
It's we
shit, we only got about 30 more minutes.
Hey,
Anybody want to come in here? Let us know, man.
If we run out of content, I'm gonna get Jim in here, and then he'll just carry us through the last 30 minutes.
Anybody wants to show up, man? Come on in, man.
Yeah, who wants
in?
in?
DM Horst. But what? Is that how it works?
DM me, and I'll give you a link. I'll put you put my Twitter link on here.
When we went on that cruise, dude, we went and we were in Cozumel, and we went and saw. We were not divers like you are, Hedstrom. We were snorkelers. You know, we went on a snorkel.
Sure, yeah.
That's me.
And we went to a place called Culebra Island, off of Puerto Rico, and we were on an excursion. No, that was a different trip. But on the cruise, we went to Cozumel, and we were on that thing, and we saw a sunken ship, a naval ship, which was really cool. Unfortunately, the ship went down, but to see it was something to see. But when I got back on that boat, dude, I fell and I broke my ankle. And
shit. Yeah.
I don't know. We don't know. I never went to the doctor because I don't go to the doctor. But yeah, I fucked that. My ankle was twice the size of you, so I was hobbling around like a motherfucker for the rest. But I still had fun. You know what I mean? That Cozumel is next time we go to Cozumel, we're gonna fly to Cozumel, hang out for a week, fly back. Because that's just how we like to roll. But
that shipwreck that you saw, that's actually they sunk that on purpose. That's the what is it, the C-53 whatever. And
I thought
we
that was
actually
Aruba.
dove that. It's in about maybe about 30 or 40 feet of water.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're gonna see it from snorkeling depth. And but we actually went in, like, penetrated the wreck, and we actually did through it.
Some of these
there's
guys,
some serious current out there, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. The thing. They said you don't go unless you're a good swimmer. I'm a good swimmer. Jana's not very. I mean, she can get around, you know what I mean, but she's not good. But we got back. Janet. I towed her ass back.
Yeah.
But it's on some park, right? Some protected territory.
That whole area in Cozumel. So on that the western coast of it, from north to south, it's basically like a protected area. There's no fishing or anything in that area. That whole coastline is all coral reefs, and there's just like dozens of reefs around there, and they're amazing. Like, there's walls, there's caves, there's swim throughs, there's all kinds of them. And the one reef that it's sort of in the middle of the island, midway between all the resorts, and it's called Paradise Reef, and it's about 20 to 30 feet deep, and that's a real popular snorkeling one, right? It's funny too, because you'll see these catamarans and these big boats go out, and all you see is like, I swear, it looks like a fucking clown car, and just like hundreds of people jumping in the water, just splashing all over the place. Looks like they're chumming the water for sharks.
Yeah.
Hey, Bake. I think Jay wants to know a little bit more about penetrating the wreck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Of course it does.
You have to have specialty training.
Yeah, you got to join the
Penetrate the
fucking
shipwreck.
Navy.
Yeah.
There you go. Learn about it.
Yeah.
Penetration. Wreck.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's in Aruba.
I'm sure he's penetrated a few shipwrecks in his life.
In Aruba, we
But
snorkel on a shipwreck.
question is, was he protected?
And
Organic.
Respond to your question.
the
sir.
wreck in Aruba, it's 3 German Navy ships, and they were hanging out there because the Dutch and Germans weren't at war yet. And then when what's Dutch? What is that? That's Netherlands?
Holland.
Netherlands? Right.
Holland.
Anyway, when they declared war on Germany, they surrounded the German ships. What the Germans did was they fired up the boilers as hot as they could, punched a hole in them, flooded them, exploded the boilers. They sunk their own ships to keep the Allies from getting to use them. So we snorkeled that wreck, and that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, the Antilla.
The Antilla. I got a video.
Yeah,
of it too.
we dove that wreck, and the Antilla's actually caved in on itself, and they've actually closed that wreck.
Oh wow!
I believe it's completely closed to diving.
We only see the stern. because we can't get as deep as where you went because we're snorkeling, right?
Yeah. And there was a pretty good current on the Antilla there too.
There was, and there's a lot of tuna that are hanging out.
Oh
there,
yeah.
so,
There's really that's the cool thing. Like they'll do that like in just off of, I think it's off of the Panhandle. So they actually in the Gulf of Mexico, they actually sunk that aircraft carrier, the Oriskany, and they fucked up when they sunk it because they sunk it as a natural reef. Okay, so you're basically, not to get into too big a detail, but so no decompression diving or recreational diving. The limit is 130 feet. So if you go beyond 130 feet, you have to take decompression stops along the way. It's technical diving. Well, they were supposed to. They had it all figured out that they were going to sink it in a particular spot where the deck of the Oriskany, like the actual flight deck, was going to be at 100 feet. Well, by the time it sunk, and then it sunk into the sand, the fucking deck's at like 135 feet. So recreational divers can only go down and see the tower. They can only see like the conning tower part of it, like the main tower of it. So it's become a technical wreck. So that was a wreck. I mean, they fucked it up.
Train wreck.
It was a total train wreck. Yeah.
Well, wait, Hedstrom. So, as a dive master, like, say I'm a recreational diver, right? Is there like a line that I can't cross? Like, how do I know?
Yeah,
the
scuba police are out there. They'll fucking nail you, man. They're out there with their, you know how the regular police have like radar guns. Those guys are out there with their depth gauges. They'll stop you. There's a line. Actually, it's kind of like the first down line in football. They got this imaginary line, and you see it. It says 130 feet. Do not go past. No.
Yeah, and then decompression, like at 70, another line right there says, "Hey, you got to chill here for 5 minutes."
Yeah, you got to chill here for
Yeah, I can do that. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah,
I could do that. I got to be. My cousin's actually in Cozumel right now, learning to be a master diver.
Yeah,
nice.
But see, there's different. There's different though. There's a difference. There's the first professional rating is dive master, but there's also a rating called master scuba diver. You're still within a recreational thing. So yeah, so there's like this whole like flow chart of like different scuba certifications that you can get. Like your first certification is an open water certification. You can dive to 60 feet. Then you go to an advanced certification where you can dive to 130 feet. That's your no decompression limit. That's your recreational limit. Then you can do different ones. And then the first professional rating is dive master. So you can actually be a guide. You can assist with teaching and stuff like that. So that's the rating.
That's what he's doing. That's the one he's doing because allegedly there's job openings waiting for him.
So he's becoming a dive master. Yeah,
6 weeks or 2 months or some course. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's like a 6 month course. So
he can
do a whole bunch of things. So yeah,
nice.
that's the rating that I have. My wife has an advanced scuba diving rating. So actually I've also got a technical decompression training. So I got deep diving training. So I can actually go to 140 feet. But the thing is that when we teach classes, I can go into decompression at like on a 40-foot dive because I'm sometimes like 2.5 hours in the water because I'm the first one in and the last one out. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, so like normally if you're no decompression, you can from 100 feet up, you take your time going up so you don't get the bends, but you normally make a safety stop at around 20 feet, between 15 and 20 feet, right? They say between 10 and 20 feet. So 15 feet, you make a 3-minute stop and then you go up. Well, your computer tells you if you have to make decompression stops. If you go beyond your decompression time, you have to make like specific stops, right? So we're in there this one time and it was like fucking cold and it was like, cold means you can end up having to go into decompression as well. Everyone's getting real bored right now. I really don't give a fuck.
What else are we going to talk about?
We were in the water. I was in the water for like just under 2.5 hours. And so the guy that owns the dive shop, his name's Mike. He comes down. He's like, "You okay?" So I give him the symbol. I'm like, "Dude, I got 10 minutes of decompression here." He's like, "In 40 fucking feet of water." I'm like, "Yeah." So luckily, I actually had an oxygen bailout bottle that increased so I was able to decompress in like 5 minutes. But still, he's like, I come up out of the water and it was a good teaching moment for the students too because they're like. He's like, he could see my bubbles from the surface because we were in a quarry, we were in a training site, right? So I'm basically just hanging out by myself for 10 minutes, But,
because the water was so cold? That's why?
Well, it was a combination of things because the water was really cold, right?
Yeah.
I was chasing after students, so I'm exerting myself.
Yeah.
And then it's just the time at depth, because you're breathing compressed air, right? So yeah, like if I was to make that same dive and be at 100 feet, I probably only would have had enough, no decompression time for maybe a 45-minute dive. So the deeper you go, the colder it is, the more exertion,
Yeah.
the less time you have on the bottom.
Did you dive the Barbados submarine? Have you dove that?
No, I never. I've not.
That's
not
the
dove in
one.
Barbados.
So that story, real quick, and I'll let you guys go. That was in 1920. A French submarine. They went to Barbados and they gave the sailors some shore leave. And after 2 weeks, they're like, "Okay, we're being ordered to go back to France." The sailors didn't want to leave Barbados. They're like, "Fuck that!" And they sunk their own submarine so they didn't have to go back to France.
Shit.
No kidding. And that's only in about 40 feet. So I tried to touch it at its highest point, but
Okay, that's going to be a sound drop.
Yeah, well, I
I tried to touch it.
Let's see, mark that.
I like touching myself.
I
one
wanna
hour
be a
and
girl.
20 minutes. 1 hour, 20 minutes. I tried to, okay.
Mark it, brother. Mark it.
Shit. Damn.
How do you know you're decompressed, though, Hedstrom? How do you know you're decompressed? I mean, there's something that tells you.
Well, see, you wear a dive computer. So in the dive computer, what it is it's based on an algorithm, and what it does is it goes based on time and depth. And in some of them, if they're air integrated, they go by your air consumption. But you can basically you could map it out based on tables, and I could actually dive with just a depth gauge and a watch, and I can go by time and then you can estimate it, right? Because what they did is that they used all of these like the scientists used a lot of like Navy experiments, and a lot of the decompression stuff actually came from Navy pilots because they experienced this stuff as well with the decompression and everything, right? And it's basically just an algorithm that runs based on it's no different than the way that your your truck computer bases mileage and things like that, and gives you your mileage for your truck based on city driving and stuff like that. So it's just an algorithm logged into a computer, and then it actually tells you when you go to depth. It's like it tells you you have 10 minutes of no decompression, which means if you go down to 100 feet and you're just on air, it'll tell you right away you basically have about anywhere from like 8 to 10 minutes of dive time. And then you start to slowly go up. Well, that no decompression time starts to go up and up and up to the point where it just there's no decompression at all. And you can pop up to the surface, but as a safety factor, you stop at 15 feet for 3 minutes and then go up. The other thing that we do is we do the old, a little water in your whiskey kind of thing, and we add oxygen to our mix. So we don't always just dive air. We add oxygen to the mix, so we have more bottom time. But there's a level to that as well too. Like you can't put too much oxygen in your tank, because you could actually go into seizures if you have too much oxygen in your tank at depth.
Shit.
Oh yeah.
And what happens if you don't decompress? What happens to you?
Well, what happens is that like you're breathing compressed air. So what you're doing is that you're absorbing nitrogen, because like air is like 78% nitrogen, right? So what happens is that nitrogen is in your system, and when you decompress and when those air bubbles dissolve or decompress out of your system, what happens is those air bubbles get trapped in your system, and you can get embolisms, or you can get it trapped in your bloodstream, or you can get it trapped in your muscles, and it can cause nerve damage and things like that. That's what the bends are. It's absorbed nitrogen in your system that doesn't escape your body. Yeah. So you off gas that nitrogen as you're, and that's why, you get SNUBA, where you have the surface supplied air, where they've got like a little compressor
hose.
at the surface that it goes down. Mm-hmm. Well, that's not compressed air. Like you could still absorb some nitrogen, but you're not breathing compressed air at depth, so you can stay down longer. So that's why you get those people that, you get these guys with these little fucking tubes that they're breathing out of in some like third world country, and they're diving for clams and shit like that, right?
With like a garden hose or something?
Yeah. And they can fucking do that. They can fucking do that all day, because they're
they can do that all day?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, there's a compressor pushing air down so that you can get it, right? There's a little motor or whatever pushing the air through it.
Yeah, but here's the funny thing though. So if you have a gas driven motor up at the surface, that's running, where do you think that air intake is? It's right next to where that gas motor's running. So you're breathing fumes unless your air intake is further away from your motor. Yeah. So it's pretty
sucking on carbon, whatever the hell the exhaust is.
Hey, so Bake, tell me how the hell I got certified like in half of a day and was able to dive in Maui. Just as a diver.
Yeah, that's not a true certification, because you actually have, like, to get truly certified, you need at least a couple of days to be certified, right? What you took was an introductory course so that they could throw you in the water and make some money off of you.
Oh, okay, perfect.
That's basically what they did. So,
it's beautiful.
If they gave you a certification, I don't know. That would basically be like if they took a 16-year-old, had them watch a video, right?
Yeah.
Get them in the car, say, this is the gas, this is the brake, these are the mirrors, go driving. That's basically what it amounts to.
Holy crap. Yeah,
you have to learn the science behind the diving in order to do it safely. It's one of the safest sports in the world. People say, "Oh, it's all scary." It's one of the safest sports in the world. But you got to
know what you're doing.
Yeah, you got to know what you're doing.
Teresa wants to know, exhaust fumes, wouldn't that make you pass out? So you're saying yes, it's dangerous with the snuba. You're saying if you do it
it's like locking yourself in a garage.
Running car.
So you want to do it, you want to do it like, in the United States or some reputable place, not some,
Yeah, because what they're going to do is they're going to run the compressor, and they're going to have their intake hose. They're either going to be running their intake hose, they're going to have it on a pole sticking up in the air that's going to be upwind from where the compressor's running and where the exhaust is, or they're going to have an electric compressor.
Yeah, and not have the fume.
Not have the fumes.
Yeah, you can get it done.
No carbon monoxide there. Yeah.
Yep.
Crazy, man. This is what you're going to get when you tune into Anticipated Trainwreck on Saturday nights, every other Saturday night. Diving talk. All fucking night. That'll work.
It's Anticipated Shipwreck tonight.
Yeah, tonight was a shipwreck.
Anticipated Shipwreck.
It was all cruise ships and diving, and I like it. It works.
So, we got Thanksgiving coming up. So, Horace, you told us last night you're not going to be doing a show on Friday night, because unless we say that people are going to be there.
No, so there is no scheduled show. None.
Got it.
Now, if I feel like, because I even tossed around like doing one tonight after the show, but I'm like, I don't know. But if I'm like feeling it, I'm bored or whatever, I might fire it up. But there's no show scheduled. We do have a water hole the night before Thanksgiving. Ryan and I are doing the water hole. So that's why we read the weird news, and he brings some shit to the show, shit show. He brings some shit to the show, like, stories or like, trip, whatever. And we just shoot the shit for an hour on that show. And that's Wednesday night at 6. We moved it up 6. And you can find all that shit on HollywoodRejects.com. There you go.
I was going to offer to do a show if you decided you didn't want to do anything on Friday, but actually, we're actually going to be up at a concert, so I can't do that. So,
I was thinking about either Friday night, maybe firing it up for an hour or two, or Saturday, or maybe I just don't feel like doing it all. So I'm kind of leaving it open to how I feel.
Maybe we'll do something on Saturday then if people are down. We'll call an audible.
Pooldoc likes to join the music show too, so we haven't done that in a while either. Pooldoc.
We used to do our show on Sucknut Radio. Our show was always on Thursday night, and that falls into Thanksgiving, and we would just do it, and you would find, because of our audience being a lot older than what we typically think of people doing shit on a Friday night after Thanksgiving. And you were talking about going out and shopping. I think that if we're going to shop, we're going to get that shit done. But, by the time you start at 9 o'clock or whatever, our time, us older folks, Horace, we it's just a normal Friday night for us. You know what I mean? I used to do a Thanksgiving rock show that would fill up the server on Thanksgiving night, So, but I'm not saying do your show. I'm just saying
you're letting me know that, there would be people there. And I
don't see
I got to work that day, and that's a ball buster for me.
That's different. That's different. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm just.
But that said, I'm just not scared. What I don't like to do, and I did it last Saturday, is tell people I'm doing a show, and then 2 hours before, when I'm just gassed out, cancel it. So by not scheduling it, it leaves me open to throwing it up there if I feel like it.
And then if you feel like going on, you
Yeah.
pimp it like you do, and then
Yep.
we know you're on and we get on.
I
mean,
put the links up
Sir.
on
Yeah.
Twitter, and then people show up, and yeah. I could see probably next week. I could see myself doing it probably Saturday. See, here's the thing too with Saturday shows. Kim and Marshall in Sacramento, they loved watching my show. They were there every Saturday night, but they work Friday night, so they're like, we can't watch the show now. So I want to kind of mix it up to where I throw a few Saturdays out there for the people that like that Saturday show. That originally I was
that's good.
Saturdays
And
only.
I
So.
like Saturday works better for me too
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm usually
Yeah,
usually
so
up,
maybe I'll throw it up on Saturday.
early the Saturdays. So I'm usually
Well,
working.
you know what?
Saturday mornings.
I haven't been on your Friday night show in a while, so
Yeah.
I'd be interested in jumping on and hanging
All right.
out. But like I said, you'd be surprised, Horace, when you capture an audience.
Yeah.
Like what your show have done. That
Yeah.
and the audience is not a young audience. Like we're not. I mean, I have kids that are older than most people.
Yeah.
My oldest is like 29, bro. So us being an older audience, and I'm not saying that that's all the people that listen to you,
Sure.
but that you're the people that listen to your show, the majority are typically aged maybe a little younger than us, but about the age of this room right here. And by that time on a Friday night, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, especially since you go on so late, people are kind of already settled in, man.
Last
And we're
night
waiting.
we were all within 5 years except for Jay the baby. We were all Margot was born she's the same age as me. You're a little older than me, barely.
Yeah.
And we had Teresa was in there. She said that she's our age, and everyone in there was our age. And then Jay the baby was in there.
Jay, he's in here
baby.
too. Sorry for being obnoxious tonight. I'll try
He was
harder
the
to
young-
be obtuse.
the
Keep
youngin'.
doing what you're doing, Jay.
Yeah.
Jay,
Yeah.
you don't worry about what you do, bro. You JBJ. That's all we need. JBJ.
Yeah, don't.
Just
Dude,
BJ.
this group is
BJ,
all
man.
about being yourself. As long
Just
as
chill.
it's not like. Yeah, I mean, there's lines to cross. None of our folks cross lines. So
No, yeah. There's certain things that I don't talk about on air, and I choose not to, because there's certain things that no matter what the fuck I say, you ain't gonna change your mind anyway.
Hey,
You know?
Bulldog, I made something for us tonight, just in case. Just in case, watch this. Watch this on your feed.
Oh,
Just in
go ahead,
case
go
it
ahead.
came up anywhere. Look at that. That's my new.
I like it.
See, we're the no politics zone. Look at that. So that's
It doesn't matter what I think about that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change your mind, nor
Well,
do
we're
I
just
want
gonna
to.
have fun, and no one has
Yeah.
fun talking about that shit. So
Yeah,
that-
but anyway, let JBJ, man.
Yeah, you're not being obnoxious, brother. That's good.
I wasn't gonna change anyway.
you.
Fuck that.
Anyway, fuck. He's back. He's back. He's back.
I love it.
We don't
So-
expect you to change, Jay. Trust me. We wouldn't like you to change.
Yeah, we wouldn't like it.
Yeah, but we're getting close to the end of this one.
Yeah.
But just what we do is we Stucknut Radio. We have a pretty decent thing to do, Hedstrom, on the first. We are
Tell them about it.
we have a pretty big time celebrity in my neck of the woods. He's been on the ticket. He started. I picked him up like in 07 or 08, or somewhere in that neighborhood. When we talked to him, we'll find out. But he used to come on right after Rome on the ticket, and he's still on the air. And he's a big deal in town. I mean, he hosts banquets, and he's there when the Spurs do things. And he was at the thing when the Missions were bought by that big group I was telling you about. I mean, this dude's a big deal. He's got a big show, and he my company been sponsoring a YouTube show of his, and he's come out to some of our swimming pools, and me and Jen have met him, and we've had a beer with him, and we know the dude, and he asked me, he's like, hey man, what's up with this Stucknut Radio thing? I'm like, what? Like, what the hell? He goes, well, I was digging around you online, and I found you had a big ass internet I don't know what Sam called it, some internet presence or internet touch like footprint something. Anyway, he said he found me on the internet, and he's like, dude, what the hell's up with all that bullshit? So anyway, I came on his show on Wednesday night. That's why I wasn't able to listen to y'all, Horace. And he actually interviewed me on his show, which was really crazy, Hedstrom. Asking about
I've yet to listen to it. You sent me the information for it.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to listen to that. So how do people find that? It's Mike Taylor show.
It's just go to YouTube and go into the Mike Taylor Live. It's called Mike Taylor Live or Mike Taylor Show. Just type in Mike Taylor, and you'll see his mug there. And episode 74, it's actually named after my name, which is fucking crazy, Hedstrom. But we had a really good interview with him, and I was able to bring up Steve. He was asking about our show and what we do, and he wants to come on our show. So we will be now. Right now, it appears to be at a go, but Mike's going to be in Hawaii for the next 10 days or so. So when he gets back, he'll come back the day before he does our show. So unless something happens, we will actually have Mike Taylor on our show, and it's a big deal for us. He kind of was like trying to cross the Rome. He calls his fans like Thunderdome, and we're clones. They were saying like on our show that the Thunder clones and stuff like that. And I mean, he's just interested and he wants to come on our show, and I'm pretty damn excited, Hedstrom, and I'm looking forward to having like I told him, I said I have to have. I said Steve is the brand, but in order to make this show, I have to have my partner, Steve, and I gave him all the credit on Stucknut because he is Stucknut. But I told Mike off the air, I said, I have to have my guy, the guy that keeps the show, he's got to be there. I don't want it to be a free for all. So we decided to get back home as usual. And we came up with December 1st, and we're Stucknut Radio is very, very pleased to announce that we will have Mike Taylor on our show December 1st. And I am so looking forward to it. It's kind of like, Ryan, it's kind of like when you landed Napier. Okay. Now, it's not on a scale like Napier, but he's not the voice of the Spurs, but he might be bigger than Napier in our neck of the woods.
That's awesome.
Because
yeah,
he's the people that get on his show are like the mayor.
And it's cross promotion.
Exactly. He had the mayor of San Antonio. He had Spurs on his show, and he had all these people on his show, Rich O'Toole and other people like that play country music and stuff like that, like big stars in Texas. And then he had my dumbass, which was like, I just didn't understand why the hell I would be there. Hedstrom, it's like, why am I sitting here talking to you, Mike? But I think the interview went pretty well. I got a chance to let everybody know that you were the EP of the show. We talked about Steve, and we talked about. He tried to get my company involved, but I wanted to promote him coming on our show more than anything else. So yeah. I didn't mean to spend too much time on this show, but I'm hoping that we can. You guys come out and check us out on Thursday night, December 1st, please.
Yeah. We'll be there.
So we're wrapping up here. Ryan, you got anything else?
Come out Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 3:00. If you don't like that live show on YouTube Live with Grant Napier and I, Mondays, Fridays, we got Sean Salisbury. And then on Wednesdays, we have Jerry Reynolds, local basketball legend, ex-Kings coach here. He's Grant's partner for the majority of his 32 years. And now we are doing Kings post-game shows as well,
wow.
Grant and I. And we've been catching a lot of traction. So if you're a Kings fan or the Kings plays your team, we're going to break it down for you after most games. Been a really positive response. Last show had over 29,000 viewers between
all right.
different stream sources. So those are usually about, if it's a home game for the Kings, 9:30-ish. If we're on the East Coast, be about 7:30. So check my Twitter. And all the links will be posted there.
Nice. Wonderful. All right. Very good. So what about you?
Horse, you got the last word.
Hi. HollywoodRejects.com. You find my schedule. That's the easy way to find me. That's where I'm at. It was fun, guys.
Right, we're out of here.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, we missed Liz, but we'll get her.
Yeah,
on.
Liz got busy. I didn't
she's
see
got
her in the chat.
Open invitation, right?
Liz is always open invitation. Yeah. Happy birthday to Matt and Jeff.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, guys.
Brothers.
All right, y'all be cool. We're out of here, right?
All right.
All right. We are out of here.